In this tutorial, I'm going to be taking you through the blend modes in Adobe Photoshop to really up your photo editing game and create some really fancy effects. So first of all, I've got this image here with a woman with floating hair. I've also got a couple of extra images that I'm going to apply to this. So I'm going to drop my images on over the top of the other one and just quickly resize those. I've just got some basic textures and color. I'm just going to add them in different layers. So now I've got 3 layers. I've got my base layer background and I've got this sort of neon looking color. Now the blend modes can be found just here in the layer panel. It normally says normal, so I've got 2 layers selected at the moment. So we've got the neon one there and we've got the background, and to just cycle through the blend modes, all we do is go to the drop down and we can kind of just cycle through, and as we roll over each of the blend modes it'll show us what the end result is going to be. So now you see light, and that's kind of added it to the dark areas, which I quite like. Screen is also pretty decent. So I'm just going to cycle through and find one that we want to apply to the sort of hair. Another way to cycle through these blend modes would be to select the layer and go to Shift and plus, and it will cycle through the different blend modes, and then minus is basically just go back up the list in the other order. So we're going to go for this screen look, but we don't want it to be applied to the face or the shoulder or this background here. So to get rid of that, I'm going to create a mask. So with the neon there selected, I'm going to go down to this create mask, and with the brush tool, so hit B on the keyboard and up will pop the brush tool, and what we need to do is make sure we've got black and white selected in here. Now to do that, we can hit D on the keyboard and it'll make it white and black. We click X on the keyboard, it'll cycle through back and forth. Now whatever's white is going to remain sort of this same color, but whatever's black will make it disappear. It's almost like using the eraser tool. So all I'm doing is just getting rid of any of the colors that I don't want. And if, say for example, I go too far, I can press X on the keyboard and it'll cycle through to white, and then we can then start to reapply it back again. So I'm just kind of fine tuning using X and to cycle through the white and the black. Now as you can see there, we've already got this sort of really nice sort of hair color pattern. Let's see if we can improve that slightly by adding another color. So again, I'm just going to add a kind of blend mode, see something that might be fancier in addition. So I'm going to choose a lighter one this time, and the same method applies. So we're going to add a mask to that, and we're going to brush that out, use X to make sure it's black, and then start to get rid of some of these sort of additional bits in there. I'm also going to get rid of some of the sort of waviness at the back of the hair as well. And I'm just going to have it kind of just a little bit of a texture. Okay, so now we've got that applied to there. What we could do is you could add all sorts of different things to this sort of right edge of the image. So I've got another image that I'm going to apply. So I have this construction image that I'm going to kind of add down onto the bottom right hand side. I've added it in. I know that I need to flip it. So edit, transform, flip horizontal. I'm going to kind of push that over to the right. I'm going to use the blend modes just to cycle through a little bit, because I just want to add some kind of texture just down at the bottom right hand side. And again, I'm just going to use multiply and then add a mask and make sure it's on black. Use the brush tool. I'm going to start to sort of remove some of this bottom bit here, and again it's down to personal preference how much you want to keep in there. I'm also going to get rid a bit of this sort of colour there as well. Add a bit more back in. Maybe add a bit more of that blue back in. Now you can change the layer order as well, and it'll get you a different sort of pattern as well. So I think having it between the blue and the pink there really works. As you can see, you can create some really interesting graphics there just using the blend tools and the mask tools to get some crazy effects. If you did get something from this video, remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more videos just like this. A lot of my assets that I create on this channel are available on my Patreon account, so go check that out. And thank you very much for watching this video, and I look forward to seeing you in another one.